It's good to have you here. It's always pleasure to hold a webinar as part of Companion and as part of Central Eastern European team. My name is Germantas. I am running Central and Eastern Europe region together with the team at Companion. We are more than happy to have you here today. And as well, we hope that we prepared you an interesting line of speakers and interesting content. As typical, together with Microsoft within business applications area, it is always a lot of changes, a lot of news, and therefore it's sometimes easy to get lost and easy to get conflicted and just to know what is important and what is less important. Therefore, we are here as an indirect provider who is mainly focusing on business applications and Dynamics workloads, covering Business Central, Finance and Operations, Power Platform, and other basically business application solution areas. So therefore, that's our goal. That's our aim, just to get all of you up to speed because it's exciting. There have never been a better time to really to address the existing customer base. So we are going to dig deeper into this topic step by step, and that is going to be our key focus area of today's call. So as you can see in the agenda, we'll be covering basically a CE Dynamics market overview together with Nanat from Microsoft, who will be sharing what's happening across in the region, CIMA region and CE region, across business applications, what are the trends, what are the insights. Then we are going to talk with a partner from Czech Republic, with Igor from our partner landscape, just to see how are the partners dealing with all the information, with any available programs to migrate and use incentives towards their customers. Then we are going to talk more practically, a little bit more practically. So what are the offers, how to use them, what are the best options for you really to support the partner ecosystem there. As typical, you are more than welcome to use the I am window, ask questions, give us feedback. At the end of the call, we'll definitely have booked some time and blocked some time for a Q&A session. So don't hesitate, please ask questions. We'll try to either answer them in I am window during the call, or also we'll keep them to answer it verbally at the end of the session. So don't hesitate. If any questions, if any follow-up, if any concerns, something, any feedback, just shoot it in the IM window, and we are there constantly monitoring it, and we'll be able to help you with it. With that, quickly introducing other participants and other panelists and speakers for today. So as I mentioned, we'll have Nenad Slivic, Senior Partner Development Manager at Microsoft, focusing on business applications. From a partner perspective, we have Igor from SS International, Technical Director at Essence International. So, and then a set of companionists and colleagues. We'll have Agne, who is our service line manager for cloud solution provider for cloud, CSP and SaaS at Microsoft business line at Companion, and also partner success manager Peter, who is our responsible for technical services, sales, and supporting partners to use our technical services support. So this is us and myself once more, Germantas. But less about myself. And with that, the short introduction is over. I'm handing over the word to Nanad to kick off the day's call and share his insights, what's happening around the business application environment in our region. So Nanad, you are more than welcome to take over the control.
Let's switch to another slide. So I will make the brief introduction. I will just say a few words about what is Microsoft now? Where are we? Where are we going? What are we? I would say, what are our intentions? So, as a first, I see a lot of colleagues here. I would say watching, etc. And also thanks Germantas, who was my previous colleague, also senior partner development manager in Microsoft for a long years, well-known person in BizUp space, and I'm pretty sure that he is super good as a star in Companial. So one more sentence that I would like to add about the Companial. Companial had a status of partner development company, so developed, I would say, Microsoft partner ecosystem for a long, very long, I would say, period, and made it pretty successful. We closed very good deals because of the help from Companial, not only now, of course, not only in Business Central. I mean, previously Navision, we had several, I would say, good cases in retail and I would say in the whole platform. I mean, the whole system of our applications. At the moment, Microsoft, as a Microsoft, we can say that we are confident that we are, I would say, the best partner for your organization. I mean, I will tell you just a few super important stuff that you should know. So, for example, 97% of the customers that are in Fortune 500, I mean, 9 out of 10 leading telcos, or I would say 7 out of 10 largest investment banks are using Dynamics 365. And also, we are proud to support more than 500,000 customers using our business application products. And that is the case what we are doing now. So to date, 40K plus, I mean, 40,000 plus customers have used Copilot capabilities in Dynamics 365 and Power Platform. That is the reason why we are talking today about the migration to the cloud and similar stuff. So at the moment, you all know that we have more than, let's say, 30 years of history providing CRM and ERP solutions. And this is something what is really tremendous. So we are stable on the market, and Microsoft had never, let's say, bigger offer end-to-end Microsoft. I'm talking from let's say, from the basic Windows servers, and now cloud architecture, a lot of Azure services, and up to the end of the, I mean, say, what we say, up to absolute end, what is ERP, CRM, and of course, Power Platform as something what is super good, I would say, product on the market. We are also leader in AI, collaboration, productivity, and low code with one common data model across all business applications, which is Dataverse, as you know. Also, later on, I will just touch the topic of security, because when we touch the migration to cloud, so Microsoft is the biggest security vendor worldwide, and that's the reason why we are recommending on the market in that scope. In this, I would say, recent years, I mean, 2020s, this disruption is something what we call new normal. So disruptions are reshaping business, requiring business to move at an even faster speed. So the one and super important thing, the only constant at the moment is change. What began as accelerating and converging technologies has become accelerating and converging markets. So the business model is changing. I mean, in last decade and now here, I mean, changes are coming all the time. Game-changing innovation begins, I would say, in business model, not the product. So this is something what is super important. If company fails to innovate and adopt, they will be overtaken by more forward-thinking competitors. Now more than ever, leaders of small and mid-sized businesses, SMB, what we call, need to ensure their people are enabled to deliver on customer expectations, no matter where they are and on or what comes next. So SMB business, I mean small and mid-sized business, needs to be more agile in I would say in this time, in the face of rapidly shifting economic conditions. So this is something what we would like to emphasize and to help you to understand. And that's, I would say, the topic that we will mention later. I will switch to another slide. So I hope I'm doing it in a proper way. Oh, sorry. Yeah. I'm sorry. Okay, that's the case. Super. The next thing that I would like to mention is what I would say, what is happening with traditional business in SMB. I mean, traditional SMB financial management systems don't allow for a rapid change. And this is something what is super important to understand. So at least 20% of SMB will be in very specific situation. They need to pivot. I mean, they need to drive business faster, and they need to get some kind of higher level of this digitalization in order to meet customer demands. This is something what is must. Also, very high percent of employees want flexible hybrid work options to I would say to stay in the very similar conditions as they were in pandemic. So we call it post-pandemic, and also very important and super I would say challenging fact that CFOs are I would say in very specific situation, and they have a lot of challenges. Especially they need to bridge several gaps. I mean, they need to bridge gap between operational and financial planning. This is something what makes this super super complicated and let's say super important. What I want to say, I mean, what Companial will today explain us how and why and what Microsoft can help in order to understand why are we migrating to cloud. So we all know the whole story about why are we migrating, and there is a lot of challenges and a lot of questions from our partners and our customers. I mean, why are we going to cloud? This is, let's say, super, let's say, self-explainable. If you go to cloud and if you use the latest version, this is something what is, I would say, making your life easier because it's without any cost. I mean, some kind of upgrade. It's Microsoft is doing it, so your partner is just controlling it. No more infrastructure management. You don't need to buy additional equipment. You don't need to maintain it, etc., etc. So you can continue and work very in very simple way. You need to understand what are your next steps. I mean, you don't need to take care about anything like security or let's say scalability, reliability, etc. You can get quite enough, or you can buy additional resources if you need for your ERP, etc. Also, you can work from anywhere. You are not locked on any desktop or whatever, so you can work on any device. Also, this is something what Microsoft is intensively working, adding more devices, adding more features on every single device and operating system. And also, the most important, what we will also mention today, you know, the Copilot story, access predictive analytics, access artificial intelligence, use Power BI, for example, for data visualizations and create your dashboards, etc., etc. And you can consider that you are ready for the future with at least AI and product innovations that are included. And if we say, for example, what are the most challenging questions that you will have, for example, from your customers, it's something that are we facing every single day. For example, like how do you support mobility? For example, are you putting off purchase decisions because of it will disrupt your business, etc., etc. So all those questions are something that is, I would say, self-explainable for our partners who can deliver you some kind of value in this, I would say, in this training, and that will help you to understand where are we and what are we doing and how are we progressing. So what you need to enable, I mean, are you trying to enable flexibility and scalability to grow your business, or are you trying to help your partner to manage business performance with unified data in real time? Or, for example, you want to improve your business practice with up-to-date technology, what we are using and we are doing. We are updating our technologies all the time, and we guarantee that we can gain access from anywhere, anytime, any device, and we will reduce a lot of unnecessary, I would say, efforts on customer side and That's the reason why we are saying Microsoft will maintain cloud solution after the one-time migration effort. We are reducing long-term costs, etc., etc. And the most important, I would say, what we want to emphasize. So ERP modernization is no longer optional. Please try to understand and to bring this to your customers. So business model innovation is critical to competitive differentiation across all industry. But remember, modernization of your ERP is no longer optional. That the reason of that is, let's say, self-explainable. We are trying to do to our best to explain to our customers and our partners what should they do. And for example, we are creating different type of approach, and we are creating a connected enterprise by infusing automation, infusing analytics in every business operation process. AI is going to change how we work and how our organizations operate, and this is something what we are trying to achieve. So AI will provide a catalyst that will dramatically improve productivity if we apply it well. That's the reason. So if we want to apply it well, we need to have, I would say, successful partners. If we want to equip you with additional knowledge, that's the reason we are using our partner development companies like Companion. And that is also another stuff that I would like to mention, but not to make this, let's say, short intro long, I would like to just to say a few words. What Companion today will cover and what Microsoft is doing. I mean, this is common effort on working. So we at Microsoft want to empower every organization of any size by adopting these innovative AI-powered technologies so that no one is left behind. And that is why we are introducing AIM as a program. AIM is, let's say, new campaign that offers qualified customers a tailored, very specific, I would say, tailored path to cloud with access to dedicated team of migration advisors, experts, assessments, investment offers, tools, and migration support. This is all what Germantas and team will cover and explain it deeply. So AIM's coverage extends to broad range of on-premise business applications, including, of course, other products, AX, CRM, GP, SL, and also Navision. And what is the most important for us as Business Central on-premise, it truly reflects Microsoft's commitment to guiding on-premise business application customers into new era of AI-guided productivity. With AIM, we want to do super, let's say, crucial things. We want to help customers to accelerate their move to the cloud, to adopt AI-powered technologies, give them the necessary support to innovate faster, to stay ahead. And the last one, I mean, the third one, and allow them to move with agility and scale their business expense. And this is something what is super important. The last thing is one report that you might be, let's say, knowing. So you know that we are using different, I would say, analysis services from different analytics companies from worldwide. The one that I'm showing is from Forrester's. This is analysis of 5 Microsoft customers, for example, found that Dynamics 365 Business Central is I would say is used and enables these organizations to increase operational efficiency, to avoid costs, to be super comfortable. I mean, comfortable scale their deployment with growth, with benefiting from the flexible inheritance in the cloud. This analysis is based on, let's say, 15 million and 250 employees composite organization modeled after the 5 interviews. So it demonstrates the benefits of, for example, 466K over 3 years versus cost, adding up to, let's say, a net present value of 288K and the return of investment of, let's say, 162%. And just to mention, so quantified benefits are included here on, I mean, they are in avoidance of 1 full-time equivalent FTE and 1 part-time equivalent finance and operation hires. improved flow of operations by the average of 8%, and elimination of more than 44K of third-party reporting spend over 3 years, avoiding a more than 40, I would say, K in costs, I would say, for some previous solutions, etc., etc. And this is something what we are mentioning. And I would say, where better to start with Dynamics 365, let's say, market leader and Gartner MQ leader in both ERP and product-centric enterprise for sales. What are we trying to do? I mean, say, a new ERP for new ways for working. I mean, this is not simply system of transaction. This is system of reasoning. This is not silos set of different databases. This is collaborative solution. This is not monolithic ERP. This is composable ERP. So AI is helping us a lot in this intention and what we are doing. And I mean, we are trying to have, I would say, solution which is, as I mentioned previously, end-to-end offering what Microsoft is currently offering. So we never had a better offer from end-to-end offer to our customers.
Thank you so much for introduction, giving your insights, what's happening around the market. I cannot agree probably more with you that the constant thing is change, and there's plenty of things which are changing. So that's difficult to keep it up. But then I believe any partner of Dynamics and business application, you can confirm that, could rely on Companion to keep up to speed when it comes to any type of changes.
Yeah.
Also, what we see, and you can just interesting to hear from your side, is it the same that there is less and less hesitation, especially when we are talking about net new customers, where to go, meaning about selecting SaaS solutions and SaaS offers available from Microsoft. Do you see the same? And it is still a little bit more complicated with existing customer base who already, let's say, who are still on premises. Or do you see any changes in that dynamic and that shift?
We have some trends that we want to mention. I mean, that I would like to open. So, for example, the conversion rate in West Europe is, I mean, much bigger than in, for example, Central Europe, and also in Central Europe is pretty bigger than in Southeast Europe. I mean, this is what we are changing our territories. But however, net new customer adds is something what is increasing in this area, especially when we announced and launched with your help, with Companion help. We call it high volume program. And this is something what is bringing us new deals and new trends in ERP, especially this part of modernization. So I'm pretty sure that you will cover all those topics. I would say how to let's say, modernize ERP. But however, with your support, it will be much easier and much better. But the conversion rate, for example, from in the area where I'm talking from Israel to from Slovenia, I mean, Balkan, Adriatic, etc. It's Southeast Europe. Conversion rate is, I would say, not so good. And this is where we expect to bring and onboard our partners. This is where we, I would say, expect your help and to work it as a common effort. But however, Central Europe is working a little bit better and more. But whatever is coming in West Europe is coming from US, and then it's replicated in this Central East Europe. And this is something what is very common trend here. But we are happy that we will have, I would say, such kind of offering for our partners. We don't want to announce anything. I just want to say at the beginning of April, we will have some updates in AIM program. And also to announce that at the fourth, or I would say in the first days of April, we will have announcement and in our new release, I mean, new update of our Business Central. So this is something what you will cover later. And I'm happy to have you on the call to explain all those, I would say, details that we need to understand.
Okay, good. No, so thanks for sharing. Yeah, and we'll do our best to cover as much as we can.
Yeah.
And that's also the trends which we are seeing, that we all of us need to be a little bit more better prepared and equipped how to migrate existing customer base, because SaaS is not any longer a constraint or a question. It's mainly especially for net new customers, but then we need to do a little bit better job, all of us together as a business application partner community, to bring existing partners with on-premise solutions up to speed and to the cloud. So we are going to switch to that and focus towards it a little bit more during the call of the day. Thank you, Nana, so much. And now we are moving and having a conversation together with Igor from SS International, just to touch base. So, how the resellers, how the business application system integrators are seeing existing situation and existing Microsoft offerings to support them to migrate their existing customer base to cloud. Therefore, Igor, if you may start with a quick introduction of yourself and as well as Essence International, that would be great before we move into a small conversation.
Okay, hello, Germantas and everybody. Thank you for inviting me to this session. I'm Technical Director at Essence International, based in Czechia, and we are providing the services in Dynamics 365 Business Central and Power Platform, especially in implementations. We are not that much into the ISV sector. Implementation is our primary focus. We are a mid-sized partner, let's say 30 or 40 people. We are in the business for more than 20 years, have implemented in many countries, mainly across Europe, and with many customers starting in Navision, then NAV, and nowadays it's primarily Business Central and primarily cloud offerings, actually, if customer allow us to do that. And we are partnered also with the Companion for quite a few years, and Companion is helping us with navigation through various programs that Microsoft is bringing into the sector. So that's your help, and that's the quick introduction of the company. So
Okay. No, so thank you for that. It's good to hear, because I would say you represent a very typical business application partner in the countries which are there. 30, 40 people who have already started like 15, 20 years ago, from even earlier versions than 2009 and 3.0 or so on. Maybe there are still a couple of customers who are still there using the old versions and hopefully considering to migrate to SaaS or just to upgrade. Therefore, it's good to have you here together with us and talk a little bit more on what's happening. So, as you mentioned, regarding the customers, how do you see what's happening with SaaS, right? So, is it within your existing customer base, the ones who are already in the cloud are mainly the ones who are net new customers, or there are, I don't know what is the ratio, maybe 50-50, the ones who have already migrated from on-premises to cloud? Maybe you can just share some details about it as well.
okay, I do not have the whole exact statistics, but I believe it will be 50 and 50% plus minus. When we are migrating the customers from the NAV system, it's often the re-implementation, because it can be the system which is 10 years plus minus old, and a lot of the things have changed in the Business Central world. And our priority is actually to migrate them into the cloud, but there are the reasons why the customers sometimes choose not to go there. So we educate them to understand the pros and cons of each option, and then we can discuss what those pros and cons are. But I would agree with what Nenad suggested in his slide, why migrate to the cloud. Actually, when I have seen it, I would agree with all the points, and majority of these are on the list that we would present to our customers during the education. But then the question is if the negatives will prevail or not.
Okay.
So when migrating to the cloud, it's up to the customers. Often it's the lift and shift model that they first migrate. If it's big customer, they want the history, let's say, historic data to be migrated as well. We find it easier to migrate such a customer first in on-prem and then push them to the cloud once the things are running smoothly in on-prem.
And do you see any difference between customer size, who are more agile to use to go to SaaS and not to go to SaaS from existing customers? Is there any difference, or you don't
Do you mean in the customers, like in their expectations?
in their size of,
In the
how
size, yeah.
the
Oh,
size of
okay.
ERP, in the size of how much they use the system, how much is integrated, or
Okay. There are several reasons for why it will be more beneficial for the small customers, because my perspective is that there are definitely lower hardware and maintenance costs, and usually the small customers, they are not that much afraid of the disruptions. They prefer the stuff as a security, ongoing maintenance, the fact that they can connect from anywhere and that Microsoft is behind the scenes watching the things and making it working. So the stability of the system is maintained by the Microsoft. So for the small customers, there are, from my perspective, no blockers for them to go to the cloud, and we almost push them into the cloud because our perspective is that it's easier for us to maintain such customers as well. Not only beneficial for the customers, but also for us as the partners.
how to manage
But
them,
on
right?
the other hand, for the bigger customers, it's different stories. They are worried about certain things. I would mention first ongoing maintenance and upgrades. They often prefer stability and no surprises. So the fact that they should upgrade their system in 30 or 60 days, or for the cumulative updates only in a few weeks, it may sound like danger, and sometimes it's actually a danger. Uh, so I understand them, and sometimes they choose to wait a bit more to migrate to the SaaS offering, especially if it's a 24/7 company manufacturing some things and
Production,
they do
right?
not want the disruptions. So
Okay, and but that probably also kind of makes and forces you to change your business approach and how you deal with the customer support, right? Accordingly as well.
sure, it does. And also, even for these bigger customers, it's not easy to decide because those were the negatives I have mentioned. On the other hand, there are the positives: easier integration, let's say with Power Apps and Power Platform, with AI and all of the nice things that are coming. So and that are already in place. So it's our preference to go even for the bigger customers into the cloud. And the question is which factor will prevail, if they need
Okay.
to be
And
running
and do,
for the
do, do,
time or
do,
not.
do you already hear the demand from the end customer side? So tell us more about Copilot. Tell us more about Power Platform, or something like that, or is it still a little bit silent?
They are interested, definitely interested in what is happening with the AI, even though at the moment it's not yet that fluent in Czech. So it's coming in a
It's
few weeks'
quite
time, I
typical for
believe.
other countries also, yeah, in our region. But
Exactly, it's really perfect if you use it in English. It's helping a lot, but if you swap the language, it's a bit worse. And my perspective is that these innovations, customers are interested because the hype is really in place everywhere in the media. I believe it's a bit in front of the real usability. So yeah, it's useful, but the expectations are sometimes even bigger. Uh, but that may change. So customers are definitely interested, and it is the reason why they are choosing something which sounds more future-proof, and that's often the SaaS offering.
Okay, but that helps you to also have the customer interest, right? And navigate them towards the cloud as well. So this is what I'm hearing from you. Right.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
true.
Well, so we are going to talk a little bit more into details about the available Microsoft support, meaning pre-sales funding, migration offers, and so on. Do you have any experience with it, and how do you see it?
Mm,
Is it useful for you as a partner, or is it not as easy as it might sound from the first, read, let's say so?
Yeah, that's a tricky question. The truth is that at the first sight, we thought it would be really nice to have these incentives in place and to use these, but we come across a lot of the issues during claiming these. Uh, so if it goes smoothly, then I find it nice, but those offerings, especially in the fixed price rates, which we will perhaps present later, the the cost, the available fundings in there are, let's say, something between 1,000 and 3,000 dollars in our market, and it's not that easy to get this. You need to fulfill a lot of the conditions. You need to be the solution, have the solution designation. Uh, you need to somehow identify the customer, so you need often to have the TPID confirmed by somebody. Then you need to write some proofs of execution later on. The customer can be claimed only once and the stuff like that. And there are other partners potentially claiming for it, so you do not know it. So I see there a lot of the risks and a lot of the energy, and sometimes you may get only a small funding. So that's
In comparison, right?
trying to weigh these things. It's not easy sometimes.
Okay, no, so and therefore it's let's say probably most important that you find it useful, and we'll try to make it a little bit more clear and
Yeah,
how
yeah.
to get it and make it smooth for you as a partner and for other partners as well. And have you
Exactly, I can see a lot of the added value if that's once that if that's happening. So because it's really not easy to navigate it.
Yeah, truly. It's true, but therefore there's always, and for other partners, we always advise to reach out to us or your own indirect provider to seek for that support. But typically, when there is a business application related topic, you need to have specific knowledge, and therefore, we always kind of advise then that we are one of the better choices in order to do so, as it's our daily activity to support business application partners. But yeah, so and also I know we talked together with you to utilize companion support to claim the incentives and also to do the activities of such as AIM assessment report. Have you already done it, or what were the? I know that you haven't, but we are in the process, right? And
Yeah.
what are the reasons that you have decided to utilize companion support and reach out to us regarding it?
Uh, Actually, in the past, we were trying to use your upgrade services as well, and the AIMS assessment is partially based on this. So
Correct. Yeah.
you are providing some objects or the historic solution, and some reports are created based on this. My perspective is that if you claim for the aims ourselves, it would take us a lot of the time just to prepare the assessment proof of execution, which is requested as part of the aims. But Companion can prepare this bit for us. Uh, so, and still there is also the added value of having this assessment. It's not only the paperwork that you are preparing, but I have seen there also some added value, uh, which is good. We need to also understand why we are doing these things, what are the risks, what are the main areas that we will need to focus on while migrating the customer to the business center or to the cloud. So your I'm
So
finding you're offering a good value on it. comes to the end
Sounds good.
assessment.
Thank you for the positive words. And what I'm hearing, it helps you to scale, to move faster, and even avoid any risks, underseen risks, right? When you're making a proposal to end customer, right? So, but yeah, we are going to talk a little bit more about that in more depth. So, other than that, thank you, Igor, so much for sharing your practical experience regarding customer migration and customer upgrades to cloud and customer implementations towards the SaaS. Thank you so much for tuning in and joining, and please stay ahead and we'll explain a little bit more on this concerning parts or complex parts of the story, how to move the existing customer base. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Good. With that, we are ready to move into more why part is more or less covered. We'll get back to it as well, but we would love to also cover what and how parts as well. So we'll start in a mixture of both. But as always, for the partner ecosystem, it is important to know that there is available gains and you can improve your margin and marginality together with incentives. So I'm always a fan of talking about incentives because this is somehow in the business application partner ecosystem, I see it's sometimes being forgotten. But then if we talk about incentives and anything, any programs or offerings from Microsoft perspective, it's always about the partner eligibility criteria as well. And mainly what I would love to emphasize with this existing slide is that still Microsoft is allowing partners to earn incentives based on the legacy competencies, such as enterprise resource planning competency, which was previously available before. But as you can see, Microsoft had even before October 2023 expressed that they are not going to no longer recognize legacy competencies, but they made an exception. So why I'm emphasizing this part is that just to remind you that the solution partner designation will and is becoming one of the most important parts of partner recognition and partner eligibility criteria for any type of a program. You will see that throughout our slides moving forward. Therefore, if you are not there yet, you still have some time to get up to speed. But what we expect happening October 2024, when the cycle of incentives, rules, and conditions will be renewed at Microsoft, that it is very likely that solution partner designation will become the one and only eligibility criteria to earn incentives. So that's how important it is, and you will see why. So how you can be eligible for incentives. First of all, if you are a reseller of Microsoft, join the AI partner program, you have the step one covered. Step two mainly is related to the competency of the partner. So far, as I mentioned, until end of the 2020 of, let's say, end of September 2024, you can rely either on enterprise resource planning competency, maybe you have some other legacy competencies, or solution partner designation, one of those. And moreover, on top, there is already some revenue threshold and revenue thresholds, what is turnover required for you to earn the incentives at the end. So this is also important to know if you are only beginning with SaaS and CSP and NCE, that this is something what you'll have to hit as well. But nevertheless, in average, the partners are already there in most of the cases, but just those are the basics. And why it is important, and basically there was never been a higher payout, especially when we are talking about the Business Central or CRM sales enterprise schools. So what you can earn as part of NCE CSP transactional incentives as just selling cloud licenses. So first of all, then any business application sale, including any Dynamics product and Power Platform, uh, gets you a kickback and a rate of 4.75% of incentive based on your sales. What is happening until and beginning of October this year, that Microsoft is putting extra on top of 4.75, 10% if you are selling Business Central, SaaS subscription, SaaS licenses, and also Sales Enterprise CRM licenses. So if you are doing so, if you're transacting with any existing customer, you're earning for those schools 14.75%, which is almost 15%. Moreover, if you are transacting to net new customer who haven't had in their tenant for last 12 months any cloud business application license or that particular license, you are eligible to earn 20% for the first 12 months if you for that sale. So for example, combining it all together, because it combines, if you sell a Business Central to net new customer, you're eligible to earn 30, almost 35% of incentive. And we are not talking about the margin available when you're selling the license itself between your purchase price and your sales price. These are by default on top available to any partner who is qualifying. Therefore, it's important to know, and it have never been better or larger incentives than it is currently available right now. So basically, if there is no better time to start, and if you haven't started in looking into it, then please definitely make sure that you're earning it and you're utilizing the SaaS opportunity which is there in front of you. But okay, so these are the regular activities and regular things which are happening. What about the migration offers? So let's talk a little bit more about what are the promotions or incentives available if we are talking about the existing customer base migration. So mainly there are three parts and three core parts now, and it could become quickly, it can become quickly a little bit confusing. Therefore, I'll try to explain it as clearly as possible. What we have as a core offering and what we emphasize as a core offering available to any on-prem Dynamics AX, CRM, NAV, GP, SL, perpetual client together with an enhancement plan, they can utilize 40% discount when they select to migrate to SaaS. So there's no better offer for any perpetual customer to migrate to SaaS. So this is the main offer and main solution to go to, especially that, for example, if there are customers who have lapsed, it's also possible to utilize this promotion. So in the details, and if you need more details, the lapsed customers can pay only 1 year back payment and utilize and enroll into this promotion as well. So it's available for both perpetual lapsed or not lapsed customers. Therefore, if you have anyone already available, you can really use this promotion, and during the 3 year period of time which commitment is required, you can migrate the existing customer to cloud with extra available discount to them based on the regular pricing of the licenses. Why bridge to cloud? So basically, I'll go back to some of the slides again, but if we emphasize bridge to cloud, so you can migrate them within 3 year period. Customer have a 3 year discount, confirmed discount, and a fixed price, and also this does apply for as a revenue recognition, revenue criteria for a Microsoft Partner Solution designation. So this is a good start as well, how you can really improve your score when it comes to Microsoft competency. One of the key risks and of course concerns and constraints is that it requires a customer to have a customer who is stable and get their commitment for a 3 year subscription term, because this is the criteria raised by Microsoft. But if, for example, if you have 9 months of left basically to have your and earn double margin versus regular CSP enhancement plan margin. If we make a calculation based on the BREP annual value of an existing enhancement plan customer who has a 10,000 euros of enhancement plan value, you can see that if you're earning 22%, then your earnings as a partner is 2,200 euros per this transaction maximum, right? But then if you select to move versus this promotion, including CSP margin and also including incentives we were talking about before, you have more than double amount of the margin available if you transact the customer and start transitioning the customer in such way. Therefore, we highly recommend really to make it kind of a strategical, make it logical, and really use Bridge to Cloud version 2 until it's available. And availability is still limited as for any Microsoft promotion. The good part that the promotion is still available until end of 2024. So that's a good part. You still have some time. So really emphasizing Bridge to Cloud promo. It's sometimes not easy to calculate and investigate. So we have also prepared for our membership partners and companion partners calculators. So if you need any help how to put together the offer and so on, you can reach get back to us and we'll explain you more details, especially that if there is any customers who are using concurrent users, there are even more and better conditions to them because they are eligible to earn and can earn some free of charge users as well. So therefore, there are more details into that, but if on the surface level, this is pretty much what you need to be aware and really emphasizing Bridge to Cloud version 2 as the core activity and core program to go with perpetual customers, perpetual on-prem customers. Then there are two more, and very quickly about both of them. If a customer doesn't have enough funding available or to invest into your migration costs, they can select this AIM Business Central migration deployment offer. Yes, it's available mainly for on-premise Dynamics NAV customers, let's call it like that. Good part is that it requires less commitment. It can be a 1-year commitment only that they can enroll into it. The let's say drawback of it that the enrollment duration is a little bit limited, so it's more or less 3 months still until you can use this promotion. But the good part, and let me open the slide, is that in particular markets based on size of the customer, so extra small is between 6 and 12 essential full users. This just for a reference. That you can at least earn something on top if their customer is ready to go to cloud, but they are not ready to pay for a migration. So you can still earn something on top of the incentives, which we talked about, extra incentive on top of these, let's round it up, 35%, what we were talking about before. And therefore, then in moving forward with that, you don't need to make a full migration until June 30th. You simply need to get the customer commitment until then, submitted the claim, and then you may earn the incentive if also you are meeting the partner eligibility criteria. But the main and the best part of this promotion is that it also applies for the existing on-prem subscription customers, meaning that the previous promotion I was covering, it was only for perpetual customers, so no on-prem NAV or BC subscription customers were able to qualify. So if you have a subscription on-prem subscription customer, this is the only one eligible promotion which you can also earn on top and migrate the existing customers to cloud with earning something extra on top of that. So if that's probably the best approach how to address your existing and VBC subscription customers. So this is the promotion to go and utilize, and you have still more than 3 months available, and if any help is needed, definitely you can come back to us. And yes, Nanad, you have you are raising a hand, so
yeah. Okay, so there is one super important moment that we have a lot of partners here that would like to hear. What about those customers who are not on BREP? Because you know the ratio between customers that not paying BREP and that are paying BREP in our region is not so good. I mean, the ratio is pretty big, much bigger amount of customers are not paying BREP than the one who are paying BREP. So from the perspective of AIM, can you tell us good news, please?
yeah, so once we'll talk about the AIM and the pre-sales activities, there are pre-sales activities available, but Agne will be covering after myself that in a broader perspective, just in a couple of minutes. But then the lapsed customers can still apply to Bridge to Cloud promo version 2 by paying only 1 year back payment and then get the 40% discount for migrating to SaaS. And this, in 3 years term perspective, is still a better option and a cheaper option than for that lapsed customer to buy net new licenses as part of the regular and standard pricing. So I see that none of you are saying thanks, so no, not a problem at all, and I covered your question. Last but not least, very quickly, the last promotion which is available here. So this promo is a promo for customers who used another promotion, which was already available and expired some time ago. During the COVID period, there was the CSP2EP offer available, and as it's expiring and customers are expiring, so they need to either go back to enhancement plan, regular enhancement plan, or kind of migrate to cloud on regular pricing. Before this promo become available, those were the two options. Now the option, and even a better option, is that they can, if they commit to go to the cloud for 3 years, they can get similar conditions as Bridge to Cloud version 2. They can utilize additionally on top 40% discount and extend their period of cloud migration, because usually Microsoft does not allow to mix and move from one promo to another, but in this case they made an exception, a great exception. But then you need to make sure that this applies only for the Business Central, as mentioned here, for schools which were named Cloud add-on from DPL. And if you have any customers who need to renew because the promotion have already expired, and even subscriptions when customers can renew have also expired. So this is the promo to select and apply. Therefore, as you can see, multiple different options, sometimes tricky, but therefore we are there as a direct provider. You can always get back to us, and we'll explain and help you to navigate throughout them and help you to apply the best option towards your customers. So with that, my quick presentation regarding incentives and the available migration offers is over. I am inviting Agna to take over and talk about even also and on top of, or more important and even more interesting, I would say, news available from Microsoft. And Microsoft is constantly adding some information, as also Nanan mentioned, that we can expect something new in April 1st, during April 1st and beginning of April, regarding AIM initiative and what is under the hood there. So Agna, I hope you are here and you are ready to take over.
Thank you very much, Germantas, for walking us through the incentives and cloud offers. And I'm sending best wishes from sunny Vilnius, where I'm situating today. So we've already heard of the Microsoft AIM, right? That is the way for the Microsoft to help all of us partners move on-prem customers into the cloud so that they can experience all of the beauty of AI and all of the other benefits. And this AIM initiative, right, it is being delivered through the AIM modernization centers. And Companial is one of the centers where we provide guidance, upgrade assessments, help to understand and utilize Microsoft investment offers, tooling, right, on the Dynamics within the Dynamics area. So let us look into how that transition to the cloud could look like from the partner-led activities for migrating small and mid-sized business customers, right? So first of all, when we are thinking about the customer migration, there is a bunch of activities that we could do to make sure that that customer, first of all, starts appreciating the cloud, you know, build an intent to migrate to the cloud and move further on into the cloud, right? All of these are falling into the pre-sales activities. Then we most probably close CSP transaction into the cloud and move into the post-sales activities where they are executing the migration and then making sure that customers continue to be happy within the cloud as we move forward, right? So let me walk through the Microsoft investment offers and as well companion services throughout all of this life cycle. So first of all, let us look into the pre-sales activities, and I'll dive deeper into the elements of how, where, how much, right, who's eligible in a minute. So the first thing is to help customer understand what is there in the cloud and how much does it take an investment from customer side, the effort, the budget to reach that beautiful destination of the cloud. So here Companion offers a number of upgrade analysis guidance and assessment services. Usually these are free of charge to the partners, and Microsoft is bringing needs assessment and AIM assessment offers to the table that I'll dive deeper in. In reality, when you are thinking about the timeline, that those pre-sales activities within the stage could take something like a month, right? And if we are looking into the time taking around the needs assessment and AIM assessment Microsoft investment options, you know, these are ending in 3 months, right? So this webinar is as well a call to action to think through if you wouldn't want to leave the money on the table and you would like to utilize that to move customers forward. So what activities you could plan and how to implement them. And then if we look into the CSP transaction and post-sales activities and post-go-live activities, right? There are like few things to think about. So the first thing is the benefit for the customer and the customer situation on how to land CSP transaction. And Germant has already walked us through brilliantly, right? Whether to choose Bridge to the Cloud 2 promotion, whether to choose the full SKU for 3 years or for 1 year and utilize AIM deployment offer there. Then to execute the migration where Companion could add extra hands if needed, and then to utilize the post go live, incentives of core tier and customer ads and successfully maintain customers in the cloud. So now let us look into the needs assessment and AIM assessment in detail. Right. So the core thing I would like you to think about when thinking about these pre-sales fixed activities, right, is that these activities are per customer and they are providing fixed payout depending on the region or the market where that customer is located. So most probably majority of our customers are located in the market B region, right? And therefore, we are looking into something like 1,200 per needs assessment payout and 2,500 per AIM assessment payout, right? So that is about the potential of the Microsoft funding. Now, who can participate? So when we are thinking about the partners that could utilize those offers of pre-sales fixed fee activities, right? So these are partners that either have solution partner designation or they have a legacy competency of business of cloud business applications legacy competency, right? So these qualifications make sure that partner is eligible to utilize Microsoft promotions, right? And end of February, Microsoft was showing that in reality, less than 80 partners worldwide were utilizing those funds. So this means that if you can help bring certain activities towards your customers, showcasing the cloud, you will definitely stand out of the competition, and you will definitely utilize some of the funds that other partners do not. Right? And when we are thinking about the customer eligibility, so in reality, on-prem customers, small and mid-sized on-prem customers are eligible for these pre-sales fixed fee activities, right? How to participate? Okay, so good. There is there are some money on the table, right? I check my qualifications. I'm okay. I have customers within the on-prem, right? So what is next, right? So first of all, we need to enroll into the Microsoft Commerce Incentives Program, right? Most probably we are part of that Microsoft Incentives Program, and if we were not, we've enrolled while Germantas was presenting, right? And then it is rather straightforward. We need to select the activity and nominate customers, right? So this is a simple process that is happening in Microsoft Partner Application Center on how we are starting a claim, right? We are selecting incentives. We are going to the customer claims using business applications area, adding a customer, and adding details under build intent partner activities area, right? But there are some of the things, it is easy only on the paper, right? So when we are thinking about needs assessment, the key thing is that some of the customers won't be visible in the Microsoft Commerce Incentives area, right? So what do I do then if I believe my customer should be there, but the customer is not there? So then there is a application process, right, on how to show to the Microsoft that customer should be eligible to the needs assessment, right? And Microsoft will add that to the list so that you could request per that specific customer. Right? And then when we are talking about needs assessment, that kind of builds an intent for the cloud, right? So if your customer is having several on-prem products, right, then you could organize several needs assessments for your customer, right? So let us look into the AIM assessment, right? How to get started. And here I would like to pay your attention. So the key thing is when you are trying to find your customer, you need to provide the top parent ID of your customer. And what happens if you do not have that top parent ID for your customer? As well, there is a form, so you will please allocate at least a week for the Microsoft to respond to your request with the top parent ID per your customer, right? So all good. You've nominated the customer, right? Submitted a claim. What happens then is Microsoft is double checking whether customer is really participating in this activity. So in reality, customer receives an email and needs to press a button to say, yes, I'm in. None of the funding options are disclosed, and none of the commitments, hard commitments customer is providing there about the participation in this activity, right? But then what, right? So then you need to deliver those assessments to your customers. And let me dive into the AIM assessment delivery flow. There is really nice guides from the Microsoft prepared on, how to engage with the customer, to have a conversation about the migration into the cloud. That during the delivery phase of the AIM assessment, we need to assess customers' solution. We need to look into the functional and technological side. Where are they today? How they would move to the cloud? What are the transition options? So kind of a significant investigation within the customer's environment of the business application on-prem, right? And recommendation, and providing, of course, the recommendation to the customer on how they could move forward, and to have discussion with the customer on these recommendations. And as a part of the documentation piece, it is to provide the proof of execution to the Microsoft, right? So when you think about all of the things that you as a partner need to do and execute at that point in time, maybe that's the funding that Microsoft is providing is covering just a fraction of all of the efforts that are out there. But, Companion is here to help you with the AIM assessment report, where in reality, we are performing the functional and technological assessment of the solution that you are having with your customer, right? And we are providing the template for you to discuss with your customer and to provide us proof of execution to the Microsoft. So this service is billable service. It costs 1,000 euro for Companion members and 5,000 euro for non-Companion members. And I am very happy that partner today evidenced that they do appreciate the service of the assessments that Companion is providing. How to request the assessment report with Companion. So maybe Companion has a very successful upgrade analyzer service, where in reality partners can provide key input of the on-prem application. Companion analyzes, comes back with several migration options, fixed price if you would like Companion to prepare part of that, so that partner could utilize the technical work performed by the Companion and go and implement within the customer application. So what we have done, we've enhanced this process, right? So in reality, if you are thinking about delivering AIM assessments with your customers, right? What you do, you submit the claim to the Microsoft. At the same time, you start the free upgrade analyzer service with Companion that takes around 5 business days to complete. As soon as you receive Microsoft's confirmation that you have green light to move forward with the AIM assessment with your customer, you request AIM assessment report that we deliver in as well 5 business days. You discuss that report with the customer, discuss how customer could move to the cloud, what is the opportunity there, and submit proof of execution to the Microsoft. So definitely not a piece of cake, but something executable within the real life scenarios. So that was a brief overview on the offers that are on the table that we believe you should utilize, and we aimed to provide you practical details on how to do that. And with that, I would like to call out for my colleague Peter, right? And to walk us through the practical examples from the field on how to have conversations with customers.
Yes, and hi everybody. My name is Peter Ekvold. I normally work in the Nordics. I've been doing that for 3 years, but I come with a background as a project manager in a medium-sized IT company in the Nordics. And I have done a couple of hundred talks with partners on how to get the customers moving to cloud. And well, the main issue is actually selling the project. We have tons of incentives, good advice, good ideas, good reasons. We heard them from Microsoft, from everything, but nothing moves unless the customer actually wants to move. Now, as Agnes said, we provide some free tooling on how to do this, but most of all, I think I would like to give you advice on how to do your sales work differently. Normally, when we talk to partners, they say that they have limitations, that they need internal development resources to do estimates. They need time and assessments on the pricing and the add-ons. Maybe it's a new customer that they have never met. All of these things, they become a kind of limitation on being able to sell. Now, when I look at as let's say standard problems that occur, that is when you have this decision or the strategic decision, say, I would like to move my company from being an on-prem company to a cloud company, then we need to speed up something. We focus on a faster sales process. We focus on limiting the risks both for the partner but also for the end customer in providing fixed price offers, and we can also provide instant project overview if that is needed in the situation. This is more or less a small bragging slide just to tell you, but we are actually quite good at what we are doing. We deliver more than 1,000 project estimates a year. As a technical outsource partner, a modernization center, we are currently doing somewhere between 150 and 180 upgrades, full upgrades every year, even many more clean starts that we give them. We can help you with estimates on all versions of NAV and BC, and that is also the oldest, the 3.0, 2009, 2013. That's not a problem. And we deliver quite good, as I brag here. It's always in the price, and 97.7% is also on time. The good thing is that our customers actually come back. As you can see, 80% who's tried our services, they come back at once. I had a discussion, I think it's 6 months ago, something with a partner who was in a situation that may be similar to what many of you are in. You're considering, say, okay, how are we going to move from an on-prem company to a cloud CSP service drilling company? Well, there are a lot of discussions that you take internally, but one of them is, what about our current on-prem customer base? In this case, this customer had 38 customers on-prem. They are not that large a company. I think they have 15 employees, something like that. But they didn't actually know how long time it was going to take them to deliver these projects, and would they actually be able to move from being an on-prem to a CSP company within a reasonable time. They hoped they could do it in a year or two. When they started the discussion, when they looked at the list, I said, okay, 38 companies. What they found out is that it would have taken them approximately 6 years to do if they had to do it themselves. So I don't know which version of Business Central we would be looking at that time, but at least 6 years from now, that's quite a long time in our kind of business. What we helped them with was creating fixed price offers for all the 38 customers on-prem. We helped them in that sales process. They started to sell. The second their internal resources were completely filled, then we took over, and then we started delivering as subcontractors on their system. So now they are doing their own 4 to 5 projects a year, and we are also helping them with 4 to 5 projects a year. And as you can see, we've reduced the migration time in total to 2.5 years from 6 years. We have tried to put this into a step-by-step process, and all of this is actually free. At least the effort in doing the estimate is free from our side, but you need to allocate resources to do it. Most of all, you have to take the decision that we will try to split sales away from our internal development, meaning that we have to find a method where salespeople can approach all their on-prem customers, not just the customers who request help, but all of their customers. We'll do all the training in their tooling so that they understand. You as a partner, you simply need to find a list of, okay, what kind of customers and how many customers do I have on-prem? Then you should utilize our free tool, the Upgrade Analyzer. For those of you who are not familiar with this, simply reach out to your local PSM and they will teach you. They can use me, or Gamantas will also do that, teach you on how to use it and what you can see, which kind of estimates that you will receive. Once you have done this, then you are in a position to start claiming the AIM incentive. You have a specific offer on a version. You know more or less how much it's going to cost. You have a clear overview of specifically the solution that you would like to offer to your customer. At this point, you can start applying for or claiming any AIM incentives as support for your sales role. And normally, let's put it that way, it will become a success, meaning that you will reach point number 5 in our little method here. You will sell more than you can actually deliver. And in that case, we as Companion work as a modernization center or an outsourcing center. We can take over and do at least the technical part of the upgrade for you. We do not do the functional part. That is, of course, always you. You need to talk to your customer, help re-implement, set up new security rules, whatever. But the technical part of it, we will supply fixed price, fixed timeline, anything that can support a project manager. If we look at what happens once the customer is in the cloud, then I can see from all my conversations that many of our partners are not really super ready to actually be in the cloud, because once you transform your company to a SaaS environment, then suddenly all of your customers are going this monthly CU update, something that's controlled by Microsoft, meaning that you need to have a lot more focus on the existing customizations apps that the customers have, which they rely on. In our world, Companion world, this is a service. It's, from our point of view, we call it an extension maintenance service. You could also call it an insurance towards your customer, saying that we will constantly every month check whether or not your specific customizations work towards upcoming upgrades. In the beginning, many of my partners said, well, we don't have people for this, but we will probably like to have a department doing only this because it's becoming super important. So look at this as a transition phase. In the first 1-2 years while you start moving until there is enough revenue from this maintenance service, then use us. And when you can see that feel that you're paying us too much money, then simply take over this service for yourself and have allocated these people in your own organization to help. That would be, let's say, a practical approach to it. Now, this process, I've been telling it so many times. A lot of you will think, is it really possible? But what I can say is that in the Nordics, we have the highest rate of moving customers to the cloud. I think top number 3 in the world is one of my Icelandic partners right now. So it does work, but it doesn't work unless you take it and use it as a strategic decision that we will use the estimate that Companion provides to base our pricing towards our customers, because unless you do that, you might end up in a situation where you contact us, let's say, after you find out that you cannot deliver and your pricing may not fit with what we set as a pricing. So if you do it the other way around and say all our pricing towards all our customers on upgrade is based on an free estimate from our upgrade analyzer, then you will be certain that you can make money. You know that you will earn 20, 25%, whatever you choose to put on top of this offer, but you're guaranteed, so you can let your sales force run out along all your customers and say, do you want to buy? Because you know you make the money. If you cannot deliver yourself, you know that Companion can deliver for you. And as said before, and I will emphasize it again, you will get support from Microsoft by claiming the incentives. You will get them whether or not your customer actually moves anywhere. But at least you will do 2 things. You will present an offer to your customer, whether they have to ask for it or not. They will set a price in their head. And let's say you do 40. 20 of them, they will have a heart attack because this is simply too expensive for them. They will never do anything similar to this. Okay. Then you have received Microsoft funding to qualify your sales pipeline, because you can now focus on the 20 who didn't die when you presented them the price, and they are the ones that you can work with to start move. And maybe in a short time, you can be in the lucky situation that many of, especially my Swedish partners actually are, they are now saying or contacting their existing on-prem customers and say, guys, it's simply too expensive to have you as a customer because we need to have support and developer for older versions sitting. These guys, they want to work with AL, so we will either have to increase the price to do service for you or ask you to move to another partner because all our business is now in the cloud. It sounds like an ideal situation, but I have 35 partners in the Nordic who are already in that position. So I would see it as a super nice scenario to be in. Please see this as a practical guide on what you could choose to do if you want to approach the sales a bit more aggressively, get more offers out, and then in that process utilize the AIM incentive system. And maybe when you've been super successful, call us and then see if we are not able to help you on the technical part of the delivery. This was a very short version, but in total, this is what we see as, let's call it, the Nordic method. And then, Diamantas, thank you for your time. Thank you for allowing me to introduce or talk about this alternative approach on sales in Nordics.
Oh, thank you so much. It's also good to hear the practical nuances from other regions, but at the same time, as a lot of the trends are coming from there, with a small delay towards our region, it's good to hear and good to have examples which we can replicate and learn from. And oh yeah, thank you so much, Peter, for joining and really giving a practical overview and sense into everything what we talked before. Good. With that, we are going to Q&A. I was monitoring the IAM window all the time throughout the call, which is already for 1.5 hours. So thank you all for the strong survivors who remained for the full period of time together with us. Now is the time to ask if you have any questions, or we were so clear with explaining what is there, which I would be very happy with. But always, the devil is in the details. Therefore, you kind of we are open to any questions, and you can type them in our window, so we could address them. The time is now basically for it, so please do raise a hand or and type your question into the window so we could answer them. While we are waiting, but okay, Nanad, yes, please.
Yeah. Very practical question. If I would be a partner, for example, whoever, so what is the way to start, let's say, communication with you? So they need to send an email to engage you, to get some, I would say, initial meeting, to do it with whom from your team? I mean, how what is your perspective? Please, let's slightly explain, because this is something what I'm missing. Sorry, maybe you mentioned, but
No, it's perfect. It's perfect timing.
but I would like to hear it once again. Sorry. Yeah. Thank you.
No, the perfect question on the perfect time. So as you can see, Augusta have shared the link where any partner can really select a person from CE team to register for a personalized call, and then we'll do a deep dive into your specific case. We'll answer all of the questions. We'll provide you a consultation and informed and knowledgeable consultation for next steps, practical suggestions, how to do and how to engage together with us for anything we discuss during the call or anything related to companion services. So I'm more than encouraging anybody to use the link. You can schedule a call together with myself or anybody of my colleagues and peers from my team. So that's our main next step, and we are investing the time and allowing you to reach out to us, and we'll provide you with the full professional support on any next step required. So I would say, without any further ado, if you have something, what or have we triggered already any thoughts, any ideas, whom to migrate, how to migrate, and you still have questions, concerns, or you need further guidance, then really schedule a call and we are there to help you and to support you. So that would be the practical next step. Also,
Thank you.
now switching to and closing the webinar, as I'm not seeing any further questions coming in. What are the next steps? So here you can download some follow-up materials. One of them are the 5 simple steps how to request an AIM assessment report from Companion, how to claim it, and how to start with it. So you can download a brochure, a few pager from here. Also, more general AIM program and AI Cloud Partner Program related materials. You can download them here as well if you have not yet started with it. So more information is available there. And you can visit our knowledge hub regarding AIM Modernization Center with almost everything in short details what we have really disclosed and went through and walked you through during today. Last but not least, what's happening? So we are also, as Companion, are curious to see you in person, not during the webinar only. So kind of a book a date, block a calendar, June 6th. We are visiting Warsaw Usually, any partner can participate and join and register. And typically, we are tailoring a business application content, giving the stage to Dynamics partners and to our professionals to talk you through, connect, engage, and network together. So we are informed, in touch, and can kind of grow and scale all of us together in the Central Eastern Europe region and globally as well. So really inviting everyone to join us in Warsaw this time and join us in our CE Companion Connect event. With that, again, final remark, schedule a call. Really schedule a call. Link is here in the slide. Link is in the IM window, and follow us on the LinkedIn page because we are always trying to share and are sharing the most valuable information there, so you can always be up to speed and keep in touch with us. With that, thank you so much, Nadnad. Thank you, Agna. Thank you, Igor and Peter, for tuning in and supporting this webinar and this call. With that, have a good evening, everyone, and have a nice rest of the day.
Thank you, Companion team, for inviting Microsoft on this call. I mean, that's good. Thank you.
Thank you so much for all the support, as always. Thank you
Bye.
all, and best of luck to all. Thank you.
Thank you.